Okay, this video requires inverting. It's an Audi Whiskey 265 Oscar Golf Yankee. The Oscar may be a 0, but I doubt it. W265 OGY Whiskey 265 Oscar Golf Yankee. Beginning of review. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, well this particular Audi is quite a high mileage one. We're coming up to 100,000 miles on this one, and I thought I'd do this review to give you an idea of how these cars basically deal with the wear and tear of doing a few miles. But let's start with the basics, actually. The basics of the actual car in terms of its functionality. The wing mirrors on this vehicle are a little bit narrow in my opinion, but however, even though they're narrow, they're actually quite long, which sort of compensates for that lack of vision, if you like. The rear view vision is obstructed by the headrests, and the only bit you can really see through is the middle. And if you had 3 in the back, then you wouldn't be seeing anything at all. The instrument cluster here is obstructed by the top of the steering wheel. Okay, I can move the steering wheel, but then it means it's going to be in a position which I'm not comfortable to drive in. So that's a flunk. Center console, very bland, very basic, very easy to operate. However, it does have these fan controls, which is a button for a plus and a button for a negative. Same with the temperature, and I have to admit they're a lot more fiddly to operate than just turning a simple dial. So I don't really quite know why so many car manufacturers have gone down that road. Okay, the idea is basically you put your finger on the button, hold it till you get to the desired temperature, but getting to the desired temperature is not as easy as turning a dial. Now this is a 5-speed manual. I personally think this car would benefit from a 6th gear, like so many hatchbacks on the market now. As far as the car goes, it's very rolly, bounces all over the place. It has done 100,000 miles, so the anti-roll bar link's probably a little bit worn. There's probably a few bushes underneath that are worn. So I'd say to anybody looking at buying one of these, you're better off going for something with a sportier, sturdier suspension. The steering is very responsive. It's not quite as good as a Golf, but it is responsive. There is a little bit of play there, so yet again it's probably a bushes issue. The brakes, on the other hand, are a little bit grabby. They're not the best brakes. The interior of the car seems to have lasted very well. There's no signs of wear. And this vehicle actually pulls quite nicely for a small car. In terms of running around, commuting, this vehicle's fine. But on the motorway, you're going to miss that 6th gear. This car certainly lasted well. It's pretty durable stuff. The seats don't really look like they've been sat on at all. There's no obvious marks on the carpets. There's no obvious marks of wear on the door cards or even the steering wheel, really. Nothing that a bit of polish couldn't hide. So really, my general impressions of an Audi that's done 100,000 miles, which at the end of the day is a lot of miles, it's very impressive. These cars are pretty much built to last. So that's the reason why I've done this review, because this is a second-hand high mileage Audi, and if anybody's thinking about buying one second-hand and it has done a few miles, I think you're going to be making a very good purchase. I don't think you're going to be going wrong at all. So just to summarise, what you want to look out at, so you want to look at the brakes. The brakes on this are no good. Give it a wobble test, give you an idea what's going on down below with your bushes. And I would strongly advise going for something with a sporty shocks, because I think they're going to last the test of time better. These are good cars, and here is a perfect example to prove that fact.